Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are currently in the middle of June, and when this goes up we're going to be closer to the end of June, so that means it's time for a mid-year Techo Kaigi. So these are not all of the books that I am currently using. That would be way too stressful, but we're going to kind of go through each of one of these books. And I'll show you first like what didn't work, and then we'll transition over into what I will be using. So yeah, let's get started. So this pile right here, in a sense, I am calling my planner fails. Some of these, as you'll see, are not exactly fails, but I will not really be using these going forward. So I'm gonna kind of go in timeline order actually of what I did, which reminds me I should grab another book. So actually I want to go in timeline order. So the funny thing is that these are actually going to be in the later portion of the video as what I'm using going forward, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the purpose of these initially right now. So basically, I went into the month of December and I got super busy with work. It was one of our busy seasons, and I kind of, went in with my typical like September. I got all my planners, and by the time December came around and I didn't have time to sit down and film every week and do a lot of things, I was watching a lot more YouTube videos and really seeing other planners, which is basically I had this idea already going into kind of like October of what I would be doing. So my plan was that this would be my passport. I was going to be in a passport bullet journal. So similar to like a Lindsay Scribbles, Caitlin Gray, this is set up how it is now, but just imagine, if you will, a 2 notebook setup. There would be an annual book and then a quarterly book. The annual book would kind of be like my monthlies and core collections and trackers and things like that, whereas the quarterly book would be more like weekly logs, daily logs, things that I might not want to keep long term. Whereas this was going to be my main memory keeper, which is funny how the turntables turn, but we'll get there. This was going to be simply kind of how it's set up right now, just a TN, 2 TN inserts, but I'm actually going to save that for the next part. So yeah, so basically these were going to be my 2 like main planner memory keeper, so hold that thought. So then I basically was drawn to changing up my system the month of December because I really had a lot of time to watch I just didn't have enough time to sit down and like plan or create content. I did not have as much time to create content, but I had a lot of time to sit. Like I had places that I needed to be where I couldn't film, but I could watch a lot of YouTube content. And that's where the decision to really change up my lineup came in to play. And that's how particularly this was kind of a little bit influenced, but these 2 in particular were literally just taking these 2 and throwing them out the window before the year even started. So basically we have, so these are the three main that I try to start the year with, and you'll see in my updated Techo Kaigi. But yes, so yeah, I kind of was influenced by Theory of Lauren and by Tori on Paper. So they were kind of in this 2 books, like a TN setup essentially. And this was my N1 bullet journal. So basically it's similar to what the Passport was, but in the regular TN size. So I basically had all my collections and stuff in here, and the monthlies. This is the monthly insert from, yeah, so this is the monthly insert from Sterling Ink. And then I had this is a Planner Monkey Co. And I just had this set up with some collections that don't really need to last all year essentially. And then I had my weeklies and my dailies basically. And I enjoyed it for a couple months, but I had this strong desire in end of February into March, kind of with work, which is where this comes in. So I got a Hobonichi Weeks. This is like the 3rd year I have tried to use a Hobonichi Weeks for work, and it doesn't work. And I think I finally have cracked the code why, and you'll see in just a second. But I can't even really show you much in here because I have my students' names, but it's just too much right now, and I just couldn't really do it, which is partially partially why these two I switched over into, and you'll see in a second. Basically, I thought I would be in a new role at work, and I had a strong desire because of it to kind of put all of my planning into one planner. And that's where this came in, which I will explain in a second. You know what, we'll talk about the memory keeper in a little bit. Basically I got this is the N1 horizontal full year planner, and I got this in March, and I enjoyed it a lot. I was very, very consistent up until recently, and that's where you'll kind of see why that's the case once we get to that. But I had it set up very similarly, trackers and all that stuff, and the monthlies, and I had backfilled. My intention is that I'd really love to have, you know, books to put on my shelf that are complete, and I enjoyed having this extra page for a while. It's not my, like, the spread is not really my most favorite of spreads. I'm not really a big horizontal planner, but I thought it was helpful for a while, and I made it work. And then I really liked these that I made them in Canva and just printed them out. And then it was basically just daily logs back here. But I think the biggest thing was, and you'll see, is this is such a brick. It is heavy, and I kind of have just been wanting something super portable, and this is kind of hard to carry around, and so I kind of gave up on it recently. So yeah, this was the planner that I tried. But then I guess we'll talk about planners for now. So yeah, so then I thought the solution would be that I wanted to go into a smaller version of the common planner, and I just kind of felt the same way about it, and I kind of just got a little bit discouraged by this left hand side. Like, I backfilled everything, and I think similarly to like Lindsay Scribbles talking about loving to backfill, like even though I'm like I get through and I'm like, this is too much, I do enjoy having that project to backfill. But this is also, even though it's smaller, it's still a brick, and the number of pages that I'm counting, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get through all these pages. And it just seems like such a waste. Like, I don't even know if a compact size would work for me anyways, but I am changing this up a little bit. So yeah, this is the pocket size one, and it's cute, it's adorable, and I enjoy it in here, but I'm not really getting along with it, I feel like. So yes, so yeah, you'll see a little bit that. So that was kind of the planner situation that we've been in. And then, so memory keeping. No. So then I just want to briefly mention that it's not a fail. I just think I was a little too quick in one of my purchases and I should have gone digital, but we're going to go with the paper one for now. But yeah, this is my iPad mini, as you might have seen, and I've used a couple digital planners, and I don't know, it's one of those things I feel like I don't like to put them in my Techo Kaigi lineup because I kind of use them when I feel like it, not necessarily like consistently. And that's kind of what I like about it. I don't have to feel like I'm wasting pages and stuff. So that's just a quick one update on that. So not really a fail, but I'm not saying it's part of my Techo Kaigi, so I guess it goes in this category. This one is definitely not a fail. I just really have discovered that now is just not a good time for the Hobonichi cousin, and I really am happy that I tried this. I'm really proud that I stuck through it, and there's some great pages in here. Like, where's the penguins one that I made? Where are you? That was a good page too, but I'm gonna find it. This page. I love this page. I love how it turned out. But if we are looking, like, I had some really good moments, and we're just looking at it now, and I think I just kind of need a system that lets, like, basically these daily pages flow. Like, this would need more and this would need less type of thing. And so you'll see in a second, like, the big thing that I am keeping track of in this, and I've said this countless times, is the weekly section. Like, I am diligent about keeping this updated. Now I'll get to that soon. But like, these weeklies are probably my favorite part of this. And I love having the extra space. So, yes. So yeah, this, and I have not been getting along with the monthlies. Like, I don't even think I'm gonna do June. That's how much. And this is not, there's just too much. And I just think that it'd be best for me to move into another system for memory keeping. Which reminds me that I forgot one more fail. So I tried an A5 bullet journal, and similarly to how I felt about the other planners, this was too big. It just was took up too much space. I just want a tiny planner at this point. And yes, so yeah, this was kind of though like an experiment. So this was an experiment in between basically this one and this one. It was kind of like, okay, I tested this spread, and I found that at the time I thought it would really be something that I would want to do long term. Spoiler alert, I don't really want to do it long term. So yeah, so I forgot about that, but that's okay. So that's another one. All right, so this is kind of the two. So these are what I'm planning on taking into that. So let's divide this into planners and journals. So I'm gonna put those. All right, so these are the planners that I'm gonna be using. So first up, I'm actually going back to a bullet journal. So this is the one I'm currently using right now. I've been testing in here since 2023. I got this pocket Leuterm in June. Actually, it's like 2 years, like pretty much exactly. I think the day I got it should be in here. Yes, I went on June 9th. So I've had this for over 2 years. And it's something I have come back to like a ton. So if we look here, like it seems like June has been the consistent month because I've been in here in 2023, 24, 25. But like I consistently seem to come back to this, which I think might be a sign. But currently, this is the current month that I have set up. And I really just want to like slim down my planner. So my initial thought of combining everything into one planner and thinking that I needed the big setup, it just came to the realization that I just need to have things separate, and you'll see in a second kind of why. I've been liking that, and I really just wanted to pare it down. So yeah, there's the weekly, and I've been liking just the 1-page weekly and then dailies. But yeah, so this is the one I'm using now. And then we'll go into, this is the one I set up. I literally, on a whim, just was like, you know what? I want to set one up. And I really enjoyed it so much that I was like, you know what? I want to do it in here for the month, the last couple of weeks. I know that, you know, it's only going to be a month in here, but that's okay. So yeah, this was the card. I love this design from Sterling Ink. It's probably my favorite design she's ever created. And so I just taped that in there for the vibe. Use my index. I've been putting these pocket or planner system logs from Lindsay Scribbles. If you're a patron, she has these available to print and download. We have the key that I use, the future log. I didn't put an adulting log in, but I think because this goes all year, it'd be something that'd be good to tape in, because my plan is, and I did some math kind of comparing, how much I could fit in here, and I think I'll be able to fit 6 months in the hardcover version. So the hardcover has 187 pages. Now I'm saying that because specifically the soft cover has less pages. So the soft cover has only 123. Now, when I did the math to get 6 months in, I think I went to, it was like 30 pages. Yeah, so 36. And I think there's like 10 starter pages. Oh no, there's like 5. So about 30 pages per month. So I actually tabbed off when each of the months should start, and I have a couple pages left over, I believe. But yeah, I'm really excited because I think it'll be very nice to have only 2 of these, and it'll be so much easier to carry around and stuff, and like I can get the pen loop and just put it on there, and it'll be so easy to just like stick in my pocket and take with me and stuff. So I'm super excited. So yeah, future adulting log. Then what I'll do is I'll put a picture here and kind of a cover page. And then we have the monthly tasks list. We have a monthly setup with a habit tracker. So I'm tracking my period, workout, if I went in the hot tub or the sauna, and did I have any takeout. And then we have the weekly, and then over here I'll start my dailies. And I'm going to try and set this, so my goal is that I am going to set up the weeklies on a weekly basis, just because I kind of want the idea of having, you know, the week and then the daily start kind of nearby instead of having to flip back and forth. But we'll see. I mean, this literally took like not even 30 seconds to set up, and the goal is to kind of keep this super low maintenance and just have personal tasks and nothing else. And that's kind of why I feel like I can have a smaller planner, because my personal life is not as busy, I guess, as it, well, because I have taken the work stuff out, it's not, I don't need as much space. So I'm very excited about these. And then we have something that I never, ever, ever thought that I would be talking about on my channel, and that is a ring planner. Yes, I have decided to move into a ring planner, and I'm so mad. I spilled coffee on this insert and I put this protector down just to, anyways, yes, I'm gonna be in personal rings for the second half of the year. Now, I don't think I'm going to be showing this as much, but I think this is something I will probably talk about, but won't be able to show as much. So yes, I have decided for work to kind of do a dual system type thing. So I haven't really found a good like vertical weekly setup for in here. So my thought is I'm going to use the Passion Planner for more of the like time blocking and goal setting for work. So this is the Passion Planner mid-year. So it starts in July and it goes to June next year. It's 12 months. And this is the small, so it's like A5 size, and it's a Monday start. So my thought process, so I really like how it has all these goal setting things in the beginning, which I kind of would like to start taking a look at. Then it's got the habits, a nice overview, and then it goes into monthly and the weeklies. So this is kind of going to be more projects. So these both in tandem will be work and projects. And so I want this to be a place to really focus on goal setting and planning my weeks. specifically time blocking and reflecting and all that stuff. And then I want this to be more focused on notes and monthly like vlogging specifically. So a big thing that I think I found being in like the Hobonichi Weeks and seeing that fail for the past 3 years is the fact that I really just do not need such a precious system. Like the Hobonichi Weeks is something that I feel like, you know, you want to, you know, put on your shelf. You want to look back on, you want to keep, in a sense. Now, I know there's a whole discussion about saving and throwing out planners, and that's something we can talk about at another time. But for me, I think I came to the realization that there are certain things that I know I'll have to keep, and I know there's things like the Franklin Covey Compact that I am going to consider purchasing to store the parts of this system that I'll need. But in reality, a majority of this can just be tossed. And I know that to some people that might be a shocker, but I just don't think that it's worth saving, like feeling like I can't write something down because it's something I don't think I need to save. So my setup is basically, we have a dashboard. So this is these are from Weekly Manor on Etsy. This was a dashboard I printed. I have another planner system log, and a majority of my inserts are from Lindsay Scribbles, actually, that I printed and cut myself, and I was shocked. I thought this was going to take a long time, and I thought it'd be something that I keep finding new things and just, you know, feeling like I have to redo everything. But having Lindsay Scribbles, the ghosting pen is her shop, having her inserts has been super, super helpful in not feeling like I need to consistently planner hop, which was a main issue. I tried A5 rings in around 2022 and it was too big. Like carrying a ring binder the size of this notebook was the most annoying thing, and that's why I've really been liking the personal ring size. And I know Lindsay recently went back into personal rings, and I think if I would have been in the size or pocket, I might have stuck with rings a little bit more, but A5 was too overwhelming, and also there wasn't really a good place to get inserts. Like I was purchasing them online. I wasn't really sure how to print and cut them myself. I didn't really have the tools to, but it really is very simple, and I am happy I found it. So yeah, I have some goals. I'm planning on doing a low buy / no buy. And then this is the first tab. This is like the planner section, I called it. And this is the month on 2 page insert from Lindsay Scribbles. I'm gonna try and link everything in the description, but I have to turn to a page that, I'm gonna go back here. So this is kind of what the monthly spread looks like. Like now, this is something I definitely will not be showing an after the pen spread, due to the fact that I use this to track my students. I basically write them in on the date. I mark if they attended the lesson and the method they paid. And then over here, I write down the rent that I paid. So I work in a music store, and in order to secure my space, I have to pay a weekly rent, which makes it completely worth it to not have to teach music lessons out of my house. But being an independent contractor and all that stuff means that I need to be diligent in keeping track of this. And it'll be nice to have years of this to look back on should I need it for tax reasons or things like that. So my plan is I would like to get if this works out at the end of the year, I would like to get the Franklin Covey compact binder that people talk about to archive. And having this at this point, this is pretty much the only thing that I am saving. And so then at the end, it gives you the yearly tracker, like the adulting log type thing at the end. So I just use it to track a few things. The spending, oh, so then the next section are trackers. So this is a package tracker, also from Ghosting Pen, a monthly tracker, and then we go into basically the rest of it being notes. So this is my work. So this is my 9 to 5 main job. And I just created this today at work, actually, to keep track of meetings. There's really nothing else there. And then I have one for my shop, and I just use it. This is my content, I guess. And then the last insert is for extras. So the only thing that isn't really Ghosting Pen is actually this paper. So this is the paper from Plotter, and it's a 5mm dot grid, and it's super thin, and I really have been enjoying it to take notes on. I feel like it's a nice paper, but I don't feel like I'm breaking the bank to get it. So yeah, so a goal of mine, I don't know if it was on one of the post-its in the front, but my goal is, this is a little too bulky for me. Like I'm barely filling this up. And I really think that the cover that I really would want is the Plotter in Bible size, because Bible size is the same as personal, but I'm not letting myself buy it right away unless I find it used. But even then, I'm not going to. My goal is that by the end of the year, if I stay in this for the remainder of the year, and I do not planner hop, and I do not end it in another planner, I will use any money that I get for Christmas and let myself put it towards getting a plotter in Bible size. I usually put any money I get from Christmas, I usually put it into savings right away, just because it's extra income and I'd rather put it towards saving. So this year, if that is the case, I will allow myself to not put that into savings and to purchase a plotter. So I have a feeling, but I really like this. I got this off of Amazon. It's very cute and it does the job. So I'm just going to stick with this. But yeah, so yeah, this is the other one. This is the one I was saying with my iPad, like Passion Planner makes a digital version. We're going to see how this goes. I kind of was looking through some of my other Passion Planners that I've had in the past and kind of got a little bit nostalgic, but I have a feeling because my schedule is flexible, but there's parts of it that stay the same, that it's going to be hard for me to consistently go in and time block when I can easily just copy paste and then work around that. So we shall see, but yeah, I'm excited to try it out. This one has been in there for a while. This is the practice note by Gina of Flautis, and I am using this to track this is kind of goal setting and planning specifically for practice. So I'm going to use this for bassoon and oboe. Those are the two instruments I am primarily focusing on. And basically I figured if I finish this throughout the rest of the year, I have enough to get me through the second half of the year. And then I'll probably get the light version, which is the thinner version, because it doesn't have, she has a lot of great resources and stuff in here, but since I have a copy of the big version already, I think I can go down to the light version and then focus on just the practice elements, and if I need to reference it, I can always come back and grab this. So now we're going to get into the journals aspect of it. So there's basically 3. So we're gonna put this one goes here. So we'll start with the memory keeper. So this is the one for the second half of the year. So I'll be moving into this in July. And this is the vertical weeks, which you'll see in a second. So basically I have 3 inserts in here right now. So this is the first half of the year vertical weeks. And I'm actually deciding to, because I want a backfill project, something fun and exciting to do, I am going to be spending these next couple of weeks, honestly backfilling this whole insert, which sounds insane, but it's actually not been that crazy. It's been rather easy, honestly, and a lot of fun. And yeah, so I've really been enjoying this. And so I was originally trying this to be like, because I had purchased this with the intention of starting the year with this, and like the Passport Bujo, I was like, no, I'm gonna change this up immediately in December. And that's when I purchased the cousin. And so I tried, because I bought them and it was kind of too late to sell them. So I thought it'd be very cool to kind of translate in German and practice it. But that only really lasted a week. So I only lost, well, I didn't lose. I can translate this if I want to, but I still have my cousin. So, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, so I will be doing that. And I have all of my, so this is the to and fro, I think it's canvas, and I have all of like my stickers and stuff in here, and stencils and everything. So I have that in there, and then in here I have my main like icon stickers and stuff that I use in there. This clip is the road trip one, and then we have a sticker release, which I just kind of throw stickers at when I feel like it. And then we have the craft folder that I put a pen loop on with a Pentel Energel. We have some dot stickers, and these are the stickers from the Travelers Company sticker kit. And then we're gonna start out the memory keeping with this insert that I actually used last year in 2024 for a trip. It was a family reunion, and I just really felt like, you know, I only used those, like, that many pages, and I just thought it'd be a great idea just to continue this on. And since, you know, I planned on using this as a memory keeper, I mean, why not? It will look great on my shelf, and I have a couple like half-used inserts that I kind of want to use up before I move into one that hasn't been used. And then we have the pencil board from Travelers Factory. So yeah, this is my main memory keeper, and I'll be fully moving into this in July, and I'll be replacing the vertical weekly insert with this one. And I love the paper in this. I think the paper is absolutely awesome. And yeah, I know people were having issues with the Tomo River paper. Now, I didn't think it was great. I had noticed a little bit of bleed through, but it wasn't enough for me to stop using any of my planners, if that makes sense. I just, you know, I just was like, I put a sticker on it type of thing. So yes. All right, so this is my Dear Diary journal. So I'm not really gonna open it. I kind of just ramble in here, planner thoughts, deep thoughts, and it's just a Midori grid notebook, B6 Slim. I'll use it until it fills up, and then I'll find another one. I have a whole stash. My goal, I'm not gonna buy any more journals until I run out of them. So this is part of my stash, so I'm gonna use what's in my stash. And last but not least, We have the Passport TN that I talked about earlier, and the purpose of this now has turned more into a sketchbook and stuff. So I have a picture of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. This was my rep. We have a Ryan Miller card, and then I've just been sketching kind of whatever I've felt, like no pressure, whatever I want. This was another idea for a planner setup and it did not happen. So yeah, this is a Good Impressions insert. We have the clear zipper case around it. We have the passport size stickers. We have another craft folder with a pen loop with the Uniball one. I think this is the P, I think that's what they call it. And then it's nice. This was from the last Amerks game I was at. So that was exciting. I actually don't need this. I can file this away. I have a folder that I put all of the game notes in. So I'm just going to throw that over there to put that in there. And then this, we're going to just see how it goes. Hockey will be back soon. We'll see if I want to continue this or if this just becomes another sketchbook. It's another Good Impressions insert. This might turn into a watercolor insert. We'll see how I feel. But yeah. So yeah, that, I'm gonna just like kind of do one of these. All right, so that is about it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions or anything you wanted to share. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.